with third place Magical Manny, about to give us a deck profile. Take it away, Manny.
Hey, how you doing, man? Like you said, man, I got third place with Magical Muskets, a very versatile deck, and I'm gonna show you my ratios and how I played it, and managed to get third place with Dogmas and Drytons in the tournament.
And 31 players.
And 31 players, yes.
All right, gotta keep that in mind.
Starting off with the main monsters, I play 3 Casper. To the people who don't know how this deck works, it's all column based. So if your opponent plays a spell and trap where he is, their trigger effects will go off. He's the Searcher, best card in the deck, and I can play all the monsters have the same effect where I can use my spells and traps from my hand. So he searches. Next up in the lineup is 3 Doc. He's my recycler. The spell traps played in his column, I add stuff from my graveyard. So always chugging along, always have gas. My draw power is a 2 Kid Brave. I discard 1, draw 2. Those are the level 3s. Here are my level 4s. Starfire. She special summons from the deck in the fence position. Revive, my other level 4. And in order to do OTKs, I really rely on my Exceed. Makes me ranks 4s as soon as I go into max. This card came in so clutch in so many of my duos and makes double or nothing so easy, and people just hate dying within 2 minutes. As for hand traps, well, I mean, the whole deck is hand traps. 3 Ash Blossoms. I believe this should go in every deck and always. Following spells and traps. I know not everyone could add this to their decks, but 3 droplets.
Ballin'!
Send the same spells and traps I activate, and then chain this to 2 or 3, and chain whatever I activated, and just get more pluses off of my cards. One of my favoritist cards, 3 Cross Domination. My no from hand, 2 monster effects. More draw power, you play 3 of everything, so Desires isn't her. If you want to be wild, you can play 3.
2 is the right number.
2 is perfect, man. Sometimes you draw into another Desires and it just kind of hurts. You can do 2 Desires. You can play 2 Desires and still kind of keep playing. OTK. This deck can do this so easily.
I saw it that day.
I felt so bad. I had to play against my friend, and I literally told him, if you don't have an Ash, this is game. And he, 30 seconds, that's all it took.
I think he did it to the Dino guy too.
I did, in fact, do it to the Dino guy.
Sorry, Dino Dad.
Hand traps suck. Put this under one of your muskets. You get a draw, and depending which musket you put it under, you also get a search special or discard 1, draw 2. This card's amazing. As for the traps, I played 2 Crooked Crown. I can't find my other one for some reason. Lets me special summon from the hand. I played 2 because Desires hurts sometimes, and if they kill one of yours, you can still bring another one during your turn. Fiendish Steel protects him from being destroyed by card effects. I cried one day when they Regeki'd me and I had a whole board. Ever since then, I play this thing.
I think we've all had one of those moments.
Also, fun fact, summon Casper, use effect, and they strike you. Your Casper doesn't die because of this. No to spells and traps. So they activate Nova, you have a musket, just say no.
Pretty self-explanatory.
And it's a counter trap. So this could stop Solemn Judgment, Warning, and Strike.
Good.
This is DD Crow times 3. You can play on your opponent's turn whenever you want. Drugs, man. 3, I don't like that card, Pop. And then this deck gets ashed a lot. So say no to ash and burn your opponent for 2,000. These guys are tiny. They can't do much damage without going into the XCs.
Alright.
And then only reason this deck is good and I don't play Ties of the Brethren is this best card in the world, Max. This card punishes your opponent for playing. I went up against a guy who set 4 cards past, and because of that, I got to special summon 4 cards. And when they try to negate it, you know, depending on your hand, just say no. Just say no. Just say no. Just say no.
I like that.
Requires 2 lights to make, makes them all a little beefier. And if it gets destroyed, you add things to you add them back to your hand. So more recycling and makes them buffer. This came up a few times against a Dino player who gave me a token. I don't like not being able to target.
It's there for those Dino guys then, huh?
Phoenix to get rid of back row that I couldn't get rid of my traps, and to just more removal. As for XYZs for the parallel exceed, my ulti trap clicks Reflasia, and makes these able to be played from my deck. You remove a material, and they ash you, Nibiru, remove a material, send this, negate, and you burn for 2,000. Ulti Abyss Dweller for all those pesky graveyard decks. Good old OTK. I play Super Poly, so Swamp, and hate Dragoon. This is just all for Dragoon and Dogma players.
Showing love.
I go second against a back row deck. Best believe they are not gonna be able to do anything.
Damn.
And if I'm playing against combo, because this deck really likes to break boards. It loves breaking boards. This deck,
It reminds me of Spyros.
play this under a dock. It's discard for cost, resolution, grab back whatever you discarded. Free Super Poly with these decks.
And now that
If you-
Hero's a thing too.
And if you know you're going first, for Dinos combo, this card is amazing. If you don't have $50 to throw on these cards, I suggest DD Crow. And same with this. If you can't get Lightning Storms, Twin Twisters instead. If you can't get TTTs,
Not everybody's balling
everyone.
Magical Manny.
and if you know you're going first, and you just want to continue saying no, 2 strikes. And this is how I managed to get third at the Battle House tournament of how many people were here?
31 players.
31 players. People were so surprised I got this far with this deck. Because this deck has a bad habit of bricking, and on some of the duels that they put on YouTube, the Battle House, you could see how I just passed turn a few times, but just one card makes a difference. One duel I got a +5 off of my opponent with Max.
Wow.
This deck just goes off sometimes, and it has enough versatility to go up against any deck and bring it to its knees.
Nice. Any shout outs to anybody you want to give before we end this?
I actually do have a shout out. There was a player, I can't remember his name for the life of me.
Oh, that way.
I can't remember. But he let me borrow his Starving Venom for the Super Poly. I didn't go into it, but I still appreciate you so much. And I appreciate the love, because a lot of people gave me compliments playing this deck.
I love it too.
Everyone here is really nice, so it's a really great place to come and play. Not too many serious players, so I can have fun with this stuff.
Then, well, thank you very much, Manny.
Of course.